They said yes, they said they understand, they said they agreed, but they're not doing anything. So maybe they don't agree enough. Maybe if I just explained it more or longer or louder, I could get there.
We got him monologuing.
Every part of me wants to be persuasive, and I might be a very persuasive person, but I have to dock that tendency, and instead I've got to focus on understanding. A level 1 decision has to do with the organizational objective. Gotcha. The level 2 decision has to do with what the teams will do to support the organizational objectives. And the rules for level 1 are different than the rules for level 2. Step 1 of the first 5 steps is just an explanation of preliminary decisions. Not for you, not your level 2, but for the organization. And it's very transparent. And here's what we like about it, and here's what we're worried about. And here's where we struggled with it, and here's what we're not positive about. And we stop. It was just a share. That was step 1. We just put it out there. And the vibe in the room is not good.
Because here it is. This is
because here it is. With its warts and everything else. This is the good, the bad, the ugly. Here it is. Step 2 is we need your clarifying questions, not feedback. That's step 3. Tell us what you don't understand about what we just said. How many clarifying questions can you come up with? And I would always sit as a bystander, and I would always watch this, and I would always think, well, they're not going to be any clarifying questions because what was said was X to Y by when. It was very straightforward. And then I would get blown away.
Blown away right? Every single time.
Well, okay, now is that a rolling percentage or is that the percentage at the end of the year? And does that include the new customers that came in the merger, or is that just existing? Okay, so here's my clarifying question. Why are we doing this when we're still losing 14% in shrink on an annual basis? Okay, that was feedback. You did a clever job of framing it as a clarifying question, but we can tell that was actually feedback. We're getting there, Marcus. Hold that thought. Further this goes, all of a sudden, 3/4 of the feedback went away because they actually understand through you squeeze every clarifying question out of them, and they actually start to understand it. So round 3, this is what's really going to check your character as a leader. What you do here, and this is really critical, is you really understand. You don't pretend to understand. You don't pacify people. All right, Julie, let me see if I can say it back to you. Did I get that right? Well, almost, Chris, but you're still not getting that last piece. You see, we're not getting the information from IT to even address that. All right, now let me say it back to you. Did I get it? Yeah, you got it. All right. Everything inside of you is going to want to argue with this feedback. Do not do that. Do not debate. You don't have to. You can say, well, we saw that too, but here's why we chose what we chose. Don't worry about convincing them. You don't have to win that battle. Number 4, you're going to take a break. You're going to reassemble. You're going to make a final decision, and you're going to come back and you're going to share it with the group. And there's not going to be a parade, and nobody's going to do the wave. And we're not done. And now I'm going to give you where the magic happens, right? You've listened. You've heard all the feedback. You've answered all the clarifying questions. You've shared, you modified your original hypothesis based on their feedback. You didn't take everybody's opinion. And step 5 is the magic. You ask them, okay, now we need your help. And you're moving from level 1 to level 2 objectives. And you say to them, what can you give us in addition to your day job? We don't know. I'm not going to get into your world and tell you what your objectives ought to be. I was only talking level 1. You know level 2. What can you give us? What can you bring us? Within an hour of the emphasis moving from level 1 to level 2, people that I thought were ready to quit, they were so intent in arguing, were now all of a sudden on board. I was like, what happened to them?
Yeah, no.
Where'd all that animosity go? They're sitting there going, well, it isn't what I would do if I was in their shoes. But I do understand why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they took the time to listen, and they understand my issues. Since they're asking for my help, even though it's not what I would do, I'll help them. And now that second level objective is their objective. And that's where the 4 disciplines come into play, is on those second level objectives. That's where discipline 2, 3, and 4 go to work. And I had to see this, folks. This is not my invention. I had to watch this happen over and over again before I really understood. And I don't know how my mentor had come to learn this or understand this process, but I understand it now.